Been very untidy with the ball here. You commit turnovers when you try to do too much or you force it. They need to focus on making the simple play, good passes, and moving the ball around.
And injuries, once again, were a central theme of the Bulls' season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
All right, Doris, thanks. Jordan is out there with Luke and Mba'amoute. And it's Green, and it's Wilcox in at the 2-guard. That's who's out there for the Clippers. No good on the free throw. And for the Bulls and injuries, a lot of teams plan for these type of things. There's only so much Clark can do to mitigate losing your starting backcourt.
But I tell you, great respect and admiration for the Bulls for how they fought through the difficulty. I mean, their front court did what they could. The injuries, once again, I thought turned the Bulls from championship contenders to just a playoff team.
And that one's good.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Nice shot by McDermott.
And he's looking to really stretch this lead out, even with the cushion they have, still letting it fly from long range.
There's the feed to Green. Pass to Wilcox. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Right, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Just carrying the load right now offensively, guys. He is not wasting any chances.
From where I sit, Greg, it's a simple deduction. They want things to be easy on themselves here late. Make sure he has the ball.
Nice shot by McDermott.
Back at you. I mean, they immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range. Trading blows from behind the arc.
Prigioni for 3. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
And you know what? One of the few bright spots in this game for them today. He's kept his edge even though they've been trailing.
Moore passes to Portis. McDermott kicks to Moore. McDermott with it. Now Green defending. 6 to shoot. That's good. Moore's got 4 points in the quarter.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
The drive by Green and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And guys, Jeff Green, by every measure of athleticism and skill, should have become one of the game's better small forwards, but inconsistency has plagued him throughout his career.
And Kevin, I always go back to something my college coach told me. The mental to the physical is 4-to-1 in this game. And so through those 7 full seasons, he's teased everyone with that talent. And then it does suddenly disappear. And there's no other way to describe it other than the fact that it is mental. He hasn't been able to sustain it in terms of the consistency, and that's why he hasn't fulfilled his potential.
Pass to Wilcox. To the middle. And Mba'amoute dishes to Jordan. Here's Prigioni. Brooks covering. Prigioni can't hit. The Bulls leading by 17. There's the lob to the hoop.
How nice was that alley-oop? Those two really have a good connection.
Yeah, read each other so well. It's a play I'm sure, Clark, they love to run.
And as a receiver, though, he doesn't necessarily feel the need to go for that monster finish. Just the nice little silky smooth layup.
Bulls have gotten absolutely red hot shooting the ball here in the fourth. A perfect 6 for 6.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Now that was pretty. That was just a nice looking reverse jam right there.
Use the rim, Clark, to protect the ball, I think, too, a little bit.
Yeah, did a nice job with it.
And guys, how about the awareness there with that finish in traffic? Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
For Chicago, they've gotten all 8 of their shots in the fourth quarter to drop. Truly remarkable. And that one's good. Brooks.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today. And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
And it's more penetrating, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Brooks has got his 5th assist in this one. Outside, Green. Oh! He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I tell you what, that is the crowd pleaser of all crowd pleasers.
Clippers trail by 16. Prigioni kicks to Mbamute. And the 3 off target.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Here's Prigioni. He feeds it to Green. Dishes to Prigioni. Now the pass to Mbamute. Jordan kicks to Wilcox. And it's off from 3-point range. The Bulls leading by 16. Here's Noah. Rebounded by Wilcox.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for Los Angeles, DeAndre Jordan. Taking 2 shots.
No good on that one. Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it,
Oh,
too.
they do, yes, sir.
And guys, you don't think this fella can do some major damage if he gets an opening to the rim.
G8, they just learned that lesson the hard way. They better put a little bit more effort into their D the next time down.
Big time play at the basket right there, fellas.
And for the Clippers and flopping, part of it might just be reputation. Whenever anyone hits the deck on their team, fans might be quick to kind of condemn that as a flop.
Jordan with it. Noah picks him up. Prigioni kicks to Wilcox. Clippers moving the ball around. The drive by Green. Tries again. Chicago grabs the miss. Portis has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Here's Brooks. Green with the block. Wilcox passes to Jordan. Power down with both hands.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that 2-hand.
You know, the Clippers were the darlings of the NBA as they improved and made strides, but I think the flopping has kind of diminished that now, that love affair. Being labeled a group of floppers can certainly stifle your popularity.
And both free throws good for Brooks.
Brooks has been putting up the numbers. He's got 10 points and a huge helping of assists as well.
No doubt about it. He's the conductor, the band leader, Clark, and this offense has really performed at a high level.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. They spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
For the playoffs. They played their rookies but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster.
Los Angeles with some changes. Wesley Johnson's checked in for Mba'amute. Reddick comes in for Wilcox. And Paul subbed in for Pablo Prigioni. Clippers trail by 16. As you mentioned, the Bulls added veteran leaders last season. Pau Gasol was the notable one. 11 Bulls, Clark, had playoff experience prior to their postseason run a season ago.
And that's invaluable, Kevin, to have that kind of experience. I mean, having Gasol, two-time champion in the locker room, big, as is having almost a dozen guys who understand the intensity and the details that playoff basketball requires.
The Bulls leading by 13 to the middle. Here's Dunleavy. Soft touch off the glass. Dunleavy's got 10 points in just the second half.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Paul throws with the block. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Snell kicks to Mirotic. Gets an open look and hits. And the Bulls lead by 17. Los Angeles has gotten 8 shots off from three-point land and hit half of them. Johnson attacking.
Blocking foul. Side out. Mike Dunn. That's his first personal foul. 14 foul.
Here's Paul. For the three, and another three for the Clippers.
Just a positive force right now for these guys, and though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
That's good.
Boy, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
Clippers trail by 16. Jeff Green on the wing. Johnson goes in.
Oh, Wesley Johnson has been great. 22 points, and he's put one three-pointer on the board.
You know what, though, Clark? It wouldn't be a bad idea going forward. Try to let him do a little more damage from beyond the arc.
You know, you work hard all season, Greg, to try and get into the playoffs, then get a favorable first-round matchup. How about the Clippers last year? Followed those steps. They're rewarded with the first-round matchup against the defending champions of the league, the San Antonio Spurs.
And not only were the Spurs the defending champions, but they came in playing terrific basketball down the stretch, which is kind of what they are noted for. And the Clippers, though, did well, even though that was the case.
Boy, I tell you, it was a tough road for the Clippers in the playoffs. They get by the Spurs in round one in a 7-game emotional series, then immediately have to go up against the Rockets in round two.
Rose attacking. Shot is off. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Johnson kicks to Green. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Grown man's power flush with the long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
And we've seen those kinds of plays get them fired up in the past.
And Reddick kicks to Green. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That's his third foul of the game.
And we all remember the Clippers would go up 3-1 against the Rockets. They had that 19-point lead in the fourth quarter of Game 6, but couldn't hold on to it and lose Game 7. And it was one of the biggest series collapses, really, in postseason history. Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, might as well make those adjustments right away.
Chicago calls timeout. Cole Aldridge, he's checked in for the Clippers. Griffin comes in for Green. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Pau Gasol is checked in for Dunleavy. Portis comes in for Mirotic. McDermott's checked in for Tony Snell. And it's Jimmy Butler coming in for Justin Holiday.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And Jimmy Butler had the career highs across the board last season. Won the Most Improved Player of the Year award. Really picking up his production in his fourth season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything to the next level. Yeah, it's been about the rebounding. Really, that's the dividing line in this game.
Yep, and they've simply shown more aggressiveness, guys, more desire to secure the ball.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg. He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
McDermott, no one around him. Off target with his three. Clippers trail by 13. Redick with the three. The Clippers keep it alive. Kicks it out to Johnson. Three-pointer. Rebound by the Bulls. Gasol's got his 8th rebound here tonight.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just one in the first.
Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession.
Los Angeles ball.
There's 1:38 left in the game. Here's Redick. The second chance effort. A shot's good from Aldridge.
They've gotten some good second chances here in the second half, and that kind of extra effort will go a long way into cutting into this deficit. What a performance. Just look at the game for Butler. 25 points and 7 assists. This is some performance we're witnessing out of him.
My man, a night to remember. No doubt about it.
And the second free throw, good. For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau and the Bulls. Wow, we're going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Kevin. That was special.
My goodness, that was almost a circus-like dunk. And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up. And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Bulls.
And, Clark, we got to see a display of offensive prowess in this one that got it done. High-scoring game.
Well, basket after basket, they were in attack mode all game long.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Jimmy Butler. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Some changes for Chicago. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Etuan Moore comes in for Butler. And it's Brooks in for Derrick Rose. Passes it to McDermott. Lets the three fly. Chris Paul grabs the miss.
And it's still a close game. I mean, despite the fact that they've struggled to compete on the boards.
Yeah, you know, but down the stretch here, guys, they'll summon that extra effort to try and get it done, I think.
There's the three. No can do. Misses for the 6th time and 15 shots from the floor. Down low. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Now here's Noah. He's covered closely, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And you can hear the disappointment in the crowd tonight. But we saw a team that was just ready to do battle in this arena. They clearly wanted this road win.
Crystal clearly. They came in here determined to steal this game, Greg. Their effort level, I thought, was outstanding, and they just took care of business.
Paul with the steal. From deep three-point range, and that one's good.
Man, this fourth quarter has been tremendous. They have been exceptional from deep.
Yeah, a bunch of their points coming from long range here. A major barrage.
And so it's Chicago winning this one. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home.